Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome back to ReeYees Retro Toys. On today's episode I am going to give you a vintage toy collection update. Haven't done one of these in a while because I've been filming where I have been going lately. But in between those hunts at Time Traveler Toys and Green Castle Toy Show, Kryptonite Toys, I've been able to go to D&E and my buddy Chad has picked some stuff up for me and different things like that. So these are the items that I picked up where I didn't film, and I didn't film D&E again, well, because I've already filmed twice there. And you guys know that they always have great stuff there. So I wanted to show you what I picked up off camera as well. Without further ado, I give to you the Vintage Toy Collection Update number 9. Let's get to the toys. Okay guys, this first lot I picked up at the Hall of Hobbies when I was up visiting my parents over Thanksgiving. I found this armored scout tank with battle droid, vehicle and figure set. Of course, this is from episode 1. If you remember my previous videos, I didn't pick up a lot of those episode 1 vehicles that came out. I primarily focused on the figures. So I got this relatively cheap, and just to add to my episode 1 collection. That wasn't the only episode 1 item that I picked up though. I got the Cinema Scene Tatooine Showdown with Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul, and Anakin Skywalker. They only made 3 of these cinema scenes for episode 1, and this is one that I did not have, so I was happy to find this one. And the other one I didn't have, which is probably the most rare, is Watto's box. So this is the box that Watto is in episode 1 during the pod race scene. So this one has Watto, Graxol, and Shaka. Again, you know me, I love the aliens of Star Wars. So I thought this was kind of a cool cinema scene, and I'm pretty sure these episode 1 cinema scenes were, I think, the last ones that they produced for the Hasbro line. For the movies and for the Power of the Force. So anyway, you know I love my episode 1 stuff, so I was happy to find these. The next item came from my parents for Christmas. I got the vintage Batman 1989 color form set, and this is completely sealed in plastic. This is from 1989. Of course, this is kind of like the comic book version of Batman, but this was released to coincide, of course, with the Batman movie that came out in 1989 with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. And I was a huge Batman fan when that happened. I was 9 years old that summer. I turned 9 in June '89. So I was huge into Batman, and so my parents got me this for Christmas. When I was up visiting my parents for Thanksgiving, we were watching some old home movies, and we were watching Christmas '89, and it had this in it. And I just made the comment, you know what? That's one childhood toy I never bought back yet, was the Batman color forms.
What's that one?
I think. Yep, Batman color form.
Is it? Yeah. Batman color forms. Ain't them nice?
Yep.
Huh?
Okay.
And my parents listened, apparently, and took note of that, and ended up tracking one of these down on eBay for me to add to my collection. So many thanks to my parents for understanding my collecting habit and collecting hobby and finding me something extra special. And when you know it, they gifted it to me for Christmas 31 years later than when they originally did in 1989. And these next items my buddy Chad picked up for me. He's always kind of hunting for me as well when he's out and about. And he knows that I'm super into Clone Wars right now. So he was able to find these from our friend Hunter, who also works at D&E. Hunter was just getting rid of some of his Clone Wars stuff and thought maybe I could use them. So this is the 41st Elite Corps Clone Trooper from Clone Wars. And then this is the carded Cold Assault Gear Captain Rex. I actually have this one loose, complete, but I did not have this Clone Trooper. So I'm primarily collecting Clone Wars loose, but if I can find them on the card for a decent price, I'll probably snag them up. So, more stuff to add to my Clone Wars. Chad often goes to a store called Ides in Pittsburgh, and they have vinyl records and toys and things, so they have some Clone Wars loose figures as well. So he was able to find me this 100% complete Commander Cody figure from the Clone Wars. I'll take his helmet off for you here. There he is, Commander Cody, one of those fantastic clones in the Clone Wars cartoon. And he also found me Saesee Tiin, which is a Jedi that is prominently featured in the Clone Wars as well. Not so much in the movies, to my recollection, but he's a great character in the Clone Wars animated series. And these next items came from D&E when I took a trip down there over Christmas. D&E recently put together a cabinet that has some incomplete and loose stuff that doesn't have all their accessories, and it's kind of like their bargain bin, if you will. And I found this in here. Chad actually pointed it out to me. This is the Wheeled Warriors Quick Draw vehicle.
You can make a good guy better. I'm Horse. Roll 'em! You can make the bad guys badder. Stop 'em! Roll 'em into battle! Wheel Warriors! Quick changing fighting machine.
All vehicles in the Wheel Warriors collection are sold separately. Some parts not for use with some toys. New from Mattel.
And it's near complete. It's the only thing it's really missing is the four-wheel chassis that goes under it. So I'm really looking for a four-wheel chassis on eBay or Mercari or somewhere, because these things are actually going up in value quite a bit, and they're pretty hard to come by, especially complete. You can see I have the wheels here, these as well. So it's one of those underappreciated lines of the 80s. This is from Mattel, and of course it also had the cartoon series called Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. This is my very first Wheeled Warriors piece, so I'm excited to eventually complete it. This was also in the bargain case. This is of course M.A.S.K, the Thunderhawk vehicle with Matt Stryker.
M.A.S.K, where illusion is the ultimate weapon.
Convert switchblade to jet mode. Surprise, Matt Tracker. It's mayhem. Battle station. Protect the decoder, Bruce. I'm going up. Stacks ready to fire.
M.A.S.K, Switchblade, Thunderhawk, and Rhino.
Fire!
Each sold separately with action figure.
Cover me, Matt. 10-4. Sato's getting away. But you're not, Mayhem.
M.A.S.K, Switchblade, Thunderhawk, and Rhino. Each sold separately. New from Kenner.
It doesn't have the bombs underneath it, which is why it was considered incomplete. But this is the primary vehicle of the M.A.S.K cartoon series. I mean, it's probably in every single episode. So I figured, why not add this to my collection? You can see Matt Stryker in there as well. Push that back down. And again, it's a great vehicle. Of course, Kenner always did a phenomenal job with the M.A.S.K line, and I got a really good deal on this, despite it not being complete. And if you recall from my Time Traveler Toys episode, I picked up the Rambo Defender 6x6 vehicle, as well as a couple of the Rambo figures. So I was kind of in a Rambo mood when I went down to D&E, and they had a ton of complete or near complete figures in their cases. So I ended up picking up 7 figures to add to my Rambo collection. First up here is General Warhawk. Of course, he is the primary villain of the Rambo cartoon series.
Savage is attacking! Once we take these pieces of silo, we'll rule the world, General Warhawk. We need Rambo! Rambo, the force of freedom!
Here's a present, Havoc. Wow! Rambo, behind you, Warhawk. Rambo, my sword. Look out! You again.
Rambo, the force of freedom!
Rambo and General Warhawk with their battle action weapons, each sold separately.
And he is 100% complete with his sword and various guns. Here's his other gun that he came with. And Coleco, they did a fantastic job with this line. I didn't pay much attention to this line initially when I started collecting, but they are fantastic figures. They're a nice size. They have all sorts of accessories. The likenesses are great. I think all of them have belts or some sort of, a strap on their leg or arm to hold accessories. So I'm going to show you a little bit more right now. Here is another villain. This is Mad Dog. He also came with a whip, which I don't have, and a knife. He has his belt, but is missing the knife in the sheath there. But he has an awesome feature. Check this out. How cool is that? He's got a little button on his backpack that whips his weapon around to the front. So awesome. Very cool feature for any toy line to have. And I think he's just kind of a cool bad guy anyway. Got that orange mohawk and whatnot. So this is Mad Dog. He also came with his collector card that came packaged with the figures. Here's another one of the bad guys. This is Sergeant Havoc, also a member of the terrorists Savage. And he came with all sorts of different accessories. You can see he has his bazooka there, and binoculars, and a rifle. He's got a pistol in his belt here, and a machete. So awesome. And these guys are in great shape too. This must have come from one collection. Some collector or something that unloaded them at D&E. Because they're all in fantastic shape. He also came with his bio collector card. And here's another one of the bad guys. This is Nomad. He is complete as well. And like I told you, see, he's got one of those sheaths that go on his leg there for his knife. And his belt also has his pistol there. And then this is another one of those action backpacks. So you can hit the button here, and it shoots up like that. And he's ready to fire right on you. So again, cool play. Cool play action right here. Ready to go. Moving on to the good guys. Here's Colonel Troutman. Of course, he was in the movies as well, and he makes an appearance in the cartoon series additionally. A great character. He's got a backpack as well with all sorts of ammunition. You can move that wheel there, and the ammunition moves in and out of the backpack. He comes with a machine gun and an M16. Got his green beret, of course. And then he also came with his collector card. And then Rambo's best bud and closest ally in the show is Turbo. Great character. He is complete. He comes with this boomerang, a machine gun, as well as a backpack here with a very cool helmet. And I will show you what it does. Check this out. And he is ready. Got the missiles on the side of the helmet and everything. This backpack has kind of like a winding gear mechanism inside that you can just push it back. It clicks into place, and then hit the button there. It plop goes right on the old noggin. Very, very cool toy. And then last but not least, I added the Firepower Rambo to the collection. Great Sylvester Stallone likeness there. His bandana and his Force of Freedom tank top or ripped t-shirt, whatever it is. And then, of course, he has his backpack there with pretty much a machine gun or some sort of bazooka gun. And the knife and the sheath there. And he also came with another gun with a rocket that can be removed like this. There's the rocket. Actually came with 2 of them. And then his gun can flip out like this as well. Very, very cool line. And again, I don't normally collect this, but apparently now I do, because ever since that haul from Time Traveler Toys, I've been very interested in the line, so I'm happy to find these and add these to the collection. And of course I came back with some Star Wars things from D&E. I got the Imperial Guard disguise Luke Skywalker figure from Shadows of the Empire. If you've been watching my videos, you know I'm into Shadows of the Empire right now, so I found a nice carded example of him here. And then I found the Dark Empire version of Luke Skywalker from the Expanded Universe line. Again, these were kind of harder to find in the late 90s than the Power of the Jedi and the Power of the Force figures. And this is a nice mint on card. What's cool about these Expanded Universe figures, you can actually cut out the back here and it folds down into an actual display. See that there? That's the display it folds down into. And each of the Expanded Universe figures came with that feature on the card. I also came back with a complete ARF Trooper for the Clone Wars, my ever-growing Clone Wars collection. He's complete with his blaster and his cannon that also fires. Oh man, I don't even know where that went. And I got the Battle for Geonosis Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was exclusive to a battle pack that came out. Had some other figures in it, but this is just the Obi-Wan that came with it. And I also picked up an incomplete Clone Wars General Grievous. I have some extra lightsabers that I will just throw in his arms to make him look a little cooler than without lightsabers. And he'll be kind of a placeholder until I find a nice, complete, loose Grievous. And the last item I picked up was from Barnes & Noble. Not really a toy, but this is the soundtrack to the G.I. Joe 80s cartoon on exclusive red vinyl. This is a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and I thought you guys would just kind of enjoy seeing this. I'm also a vinyl collector, so I just happened to stumble into Barnes & Noble while up visiting family at Christmas when I saw this in the rack, and I had no idea it was even out, honestly. Check that out. Nice red wax. Very cool. And it also comes with an exclusive poster of Snake Eyes. Try not to fold it here. And it's a huge poster. Check that out. Isn't that nice? Kind of like the original card back artwork to the G.I. Joe figure. And then it has all the different characters on the back as well. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So you can put the poster up either way. So I thought this was a nice package that they were able to put together for Barnes & Noble. And I listened to it, and it's very cool, very nostalgic. It's like you're just listening to the background music of a G.I. Joe cartoon, which is pretty cool. So that's it, guys. That's what I picked up while visiting family up in Pennsylvania over Thanksgiving and Christmas. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to my channel at ReeYees Retro Toys for all of your vintage toy hunting needs. Thank you for watching, and keep on hunting.
I'm walking down Polk Street in